Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Donna and this is Dylan Creates, and today I'm going to get away from the computer and do some easy and quick crafting to make a unique haunted portrait wreath for Halloween. I will be using a portrait that I did make with my computer and print it out, but this is all about creating and using inexpensive items to make a statement piece that no one else has. Let's get started. So for this project, we're going to start out by using a natural grapevine wreath, and we're going to spray paint it with matte spray paint that I picked up at Michael's. And then I'm going to go ahead and take these flowers and I'm going to cut them apart. They were a bush that was at Dollar Tree, so $1.25 for each of these bushes. And I'm going to cut them individually so I can add them to the grapevine wreath. And I'll go ahead and speed through this a little bit because this is just taking them apart and getting them ready for the next spot before we start adding them. Then next I'm going to take, this is actually in the Christmas section at Michael's. It's glittery, like black berries. It's almost like it's holly berries, but they are glittered black. And I'm just going to pull these apart. And sorry, my camera cut this off at the bottom, but these I just pulled out. They were really easy to pull out, and I'm going to set them off here to the side. And we're going to add those later. So basically right now I'm just prepping everything. And then just get rid of the stem. I don't need that stem. Next are some mushrooms. They're like little velour velvety mushrooms that I picked up at Michael's. Everything of the Halloween stuff was 50% off. Those one Christmas item, berries that look like they're Halloween, they were only 40% off, but I think they look more Halloween than Christmas. I guess if you're doing a really dark academia type Christmas, those would be good. So I'm just going to make these, I cut off the bottom of the stems, make them a little shorter so they fit into the wreath. And these are some other things I bought at Michael's. They're like pampas grass that are colored, and I added those in. And I just basically play with it to see how it's going to look, but I kind of have an idea. I want it to be kind of symmetrical. I think it's working out better that way by doing this. And then I've got these like glittery, they're almost like another grass, but they've been dipped in fuchsia paint and glittered. Put those in. Glitter is not my favorite thing. It gets all over the place. I had a mess that I had to clean up after getting these pieces in. And then next I'm going to start adding those roses that I cut off from the Dollar Tree bunch. And I'm just going to add these around here. Speed this up a little bit. Again, apologies for where I cut it off. We'll get a full look at this at the end and get you a photo of what the whole picture, the whole wreath looks like. At this point, I believed I was going to use this frame, which I also got at Dollar Tree, of this portrait, this haunting portrait that I printed out, in which I've done another video on how to actually create haunted portraits by using different techniques in Photoshop and a program called Lunapic. So now I'm just playing around where these berries and roses are going to be. So I'm playing with it. We'll get through that. I picked it up to kind of see how they were going to look. Put it back down. Just trying to look where do these berries need to go. I'm going in and adding more of these roses around the bottom. We'll get a better look at that here soon. Just continue filling in with the roses. And some little pieces that came off the roses. They're kind of like little miniature fern glittery things. They kind of looked good in there. I'll speed this through a little bit. Add the rest of those berries. Put those in there. Now I'm going to flip it over and kind of twist the stems that came through, bend the wire so they stay in better. I thought about using hot glue here, and I thought, no, I might want to take these out later, so we're just going to bend them in and stay. I mean, this wreath's not going to be up forever, it's just for the Halloween season. Move it back over. I kept the picture down there just to kind of know that I was going to have that in there. And here I am trying to sit it in, and I don't know how I'm going to put it in here. I haven't figured out that piece of engineering yet. Then I've decided I'm going to take a canvas that I have, and I'm going to take some Mod Podge and glue the picture onto the Mod Podge and then cover it up. Mod Podge is a very easy glue to use for this type of thing, making it more of a decoupage item. It'll give it a nice, it'll dry clear and give it a really nice look. And then because it's got those white edges around the sides there, because I kind of cut it just a little bit less wide than the actual picture, I'm going to go back around and cover that white up with black paint, as well as the edges of the canvas. So let's just let that dry. Here's where I'm going to just paint around the edges. And I just square out my paint here. If you're wondering what this paper is I have laying underneath this is parchment paper. It's great for when you're using gluing or Mod Podging or painting. You put the paint right on top of it, it doesn't stick. Or if it does stick a little bit, you can peel it off just really fairly easily. Parchment paper is not just for baking. So I painted around the white edges that was showing around the edge of the picture, since it was just a little bit shorter than the canvas, and now I'm going to paint around all these edges so there's no more white showing. And then once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and try to get it into the frame for the last step. We'll go ahead and speed through this, and next we will let it dry and then get it into the actual wreath. Okay, so my video of how to get it into the wreath evidently didn't save. I've lost it somewhere. It's not in any of my files that I can find. So we're just going to wing it and let you see here the final image of the wreath with the picture in. And I'm going to zoom in and let you see this up close. And basically what I did, I took some chenille black yarn, hot glued it along the top, and then I made the ends long enough so that after it dried I could weave it through the top of the grapevine wreath and then tie it on at the top, and it hangs there. And I think it turned out pretty good. It's still holding up. And then here in just a moment I'm going to show you what it actually looks like on my front door. But here I just wanted to show you the finished on a white background because it shows the contrast better, so you can kind of see the whole thing from. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what it looks like on my front door with a black light shining on it. I hope you enjoyed sitting with me while I made this wreath for Halloween using some of the techniques I have been working on with the computer and transforming images into something a little more spooky and haunting. Check out my video on how to make a haunted gallery that I had done before this, and it gave me the idea to go ahead and create this wreath. The wreath was nice and easy and pretty inexpensive compared to buying one ready-made. I really enjoyed making it and having you along for the ride. So, until next time, thanks for watching.